Oh, g'day guys. Tiny here. Just wanted to give you a quick update on the Beer Fun Friday video. The beer that I did. I have my sanitised paint stirrer and I have my wort, which is down here. Okay, now the importance of aerating our wort, which is in there, is obviously getting oxygen back in. The boiling process drives off oxygen out of the wort, drives off a lot of things out of your wort. So what we need to do is we need to add the oxygen back into the wort. So when we pitch our yeast, we will have enough cell count, enough oxygen in there for these guys to get their groove on. So sometimes this is how I do it. One thing about using this process is you must be very, very careful not to hit the sides or the bottom of your plastic fermenter. I would not do this in a glass demijohn with a metal paint stirrer. Obviously there are aerators and degassers that you can get for glass demijohns, but you know, the local hardware store, $9 for a paint stirrer, battery operated drill, already had it. I mean, works like a charm. Works like an absolute charm. Now I'm confident that I've got enough oxygen in there for my yeast to start replication, because this yeast has to do a few things when you add it. If you're adding just a powdered yeast straight to your wort like this yeast needs to go through a few processes. The first being rehydration. It is dehydrated yeast. And then it has to add the sugars and what it needs to do. And it needs oxygen to do these things. This is the best time, or the only time, that you really want to add oxygen to your wort, to your beer. Well, it's not beer yet, it's beer as soon as I put this in it. But your wort needs oxygen at this stage. At no other stage do you need oxygen. If you add oxygen in other stages, you can oxidize it, you can cause off flavors like a cardboard flavor and stuff like this. So you really want to, you know, fill from the bottom and be careful when you're transferring and all that sort of stuff. You know, there's a lot of things, but the yeast needs to go through aerobic respiration first. Once the yeast has replicated enough to do the job, and it knows the type of sugar it has to eat, and it's obviously it's rehydrated itself and it's learned all that sort of stuff, then it switches off its oxygen supply needing and goes to anaerobic respiration, which means it just goes into creating ethanol and CO2 by eating the chains of sugars in my wort. So yeah, if I can cut this down to a tip in 5 minutes and under, I will. If not, it'll just be a video on an update. Okay guys, remember, support the brewer, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, I'll get back to your comments, and as always, beer makes you smarter.